So it's December, the time that a lot of people talk about peace on earth, but if you're listening to the news, you'll realize that that's not what the adults are doing. It has been kind of disturbing, but I thought it would be a great time to talk about peace. So this week on display, I have books about peace, nonviolent protest, because lots of times you need to protest to get people to understand there's a problem, and then people who have made a difference, and what you can do to make a difference too. Anyway, it doesn't matter what the adults can do, because youth are full of enthusiasm and idealism, and you can go out and make a difference yourself. So at the end of the row, we have lots of books about youth who have made a difference and how to get involved in community action. And I've also pulled a bunch of biographies that I think that you would like. Starting from the oldest, we have Forbidden Schoolhouse, which is about Prudence Crandall, who decided to open a schoolhouse for girls in the 1830s, which is, you didn't educate women then, but then she decided to only educate black girls. Her schoolhouse was burned to the ground. We have the Port Chicago 50, which was about a group of soldiers in Los Angeles during World War II, and the armaments they were loading on ships exploded. And the men, the soldiers, were ordered back to work, and they decided that they were going to go on strike. They all faced the threat of the firing squad if they didn't go back, but they were protesting unsafe working conditions. Then we have the boys who challenged Hitler, also in World War II, and this is about the Danish resistance. Denmark gave up to the Nazis without a fight, and the youth there were so upset that they banded together and formed a resistance. They were thrown in jail, but later on, their resistance sparked resistance for the whole country. Then we have The Power of One. This is Daisy Bates and the Little Rock Nine. So when Little Rock High School was integrated in 1957, there were 9 students. They had to call in the National Guard to protect these students every day to go to high school. And this is Daisy Bates' story. Claudette Colvin, who you've probably never heard of, she did the exact same thing as Rosa Parks did in Montgomery, Alabama, but she did it 9 months earlier. So, but the NAACP decided she was too young and too unstable to build a case behind. But this is her story. We've got a job. You remember how I said that sometimes nonviolent protest is what you need to do to get people to pay attention? This is the story of children in Birmingham during the Civil Rights Movement. They protested and went to jail because the adults were too afraid to protest. More in the modern times, we have The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and this is a story about a boy who wanted to go to high school in Malawi, but he was too poor to go. It was a big drought, and so using his fundamental knowledge of English, he read an old English textbook and made a windmill for his family in his village so they could get water and end the drought for their village. And then, of course, we have I Am Malala, who is about Malala Yousafzai, and she was trying to help girls to read under the Taliban in Pakistan, and she was shot in the head for it. She received the Nobel Prize last year. So we have lots of amazing books about peace this time of year and what you can do and what other people have done. So come down to the library and check it out.